The Navajo Nation, the Hopi Tribe, and the San Juan Southern Paiute Tribe all signed a landmark water rights agreement earlier this year. The agreement also includes numerous municipal, state, and federal agencies. The focus of the deal, ensuring water security for all water users in northeastern Arizona. Joining us now is Bitta Becker, Chief Legal Counsel of the Navajo Nation's Office of the President and Vice President, and Leroy Sinoitoa, a tribal council representative from the Hopi village of Moenkopi. Good to see you. And Leroy, thank you so much for coming down. Bitta, good to see you there as well. We'll start with you since you're up there and you're a little bit remote here, but this is not remote. This is a big deal, isn't it?
This is a big deal. I'm joining you today from Window Rock up in the northeast corner of the state of Arizona. I always say it's usually the coldest place in Arizona. This is big. We have been working together with the Hopi Tribe to try to settle our water rights for decades now. And I'm so glad to be joined with Leroy today.
Yeah, and Leroy, talk about how this impacts you, your tribe, and just how important this is.
Well, this water settlement is very important because it brings certainty to our people about bringing water, to real wet water, to our reservation, because this helps to develop infrastructure to all our villages of bringing water into our homes, and also provides the possibility of doing infrastructure for economic development and working with our agriculture and improving our lands for our cattle industry and animals.
Before the agreement, Leroy, what were you dealing with? How difficult was it to ensure a water supply?
It's very difficult because both Bitta and I know that we're so remote out there and that we have a very small supply of water called the aquifer. And a lot of our water is not readily available outside of our area. So under the settlement, this now provides us, and for Hopi, we're landlocked. And so we don't have the capability of getting water off from the reservation, but under the settlement, now we'll be allowed to go out off the reservation, bring water into our Hopi homelands, which is going to greatly support our existence and survival of our tribe.
And Bitta, as far as the Navajo Nation is concerned, what changes with this agreement?
I have to echo what Leroy said. What changes is that we will have secure rights to bring clean drinking water. And that's the key here, clean drinking water to our people on the Navajo Nation. As Leroy said, clean drinking water is what you need, not just for health, but also to drive an economy, to wash babies, have car washes. And tied to the settlement is getting funding. So right now we are in Congress. I'm a little bit ahead of you, Ted, to get Congress to approve the settlement. But what comes with the settlement is the much needed funding to build the infrastructure.
And as far as the way things were as opposed to the way things will be once this agreement, and I'm sure the agreement will be approved. Well, you never know, but I'm sure it will be approved. I mean, how was it before? And I think for folks down here, we want to figure out what exactly does the agreement call for?
So it's exactly as you introduced. What it does is it clarifies what the water rights are, and particularly for the Navajo Nation, to all of our water in Arizona. That's a big deal because then every user from every different source of water knows, okay, the Navajo Nation has the right to this. So we can use these rights, or our rights won't be threatened without knowing what the Navajo Nation's water rights are.
The same thing with the Hopi?
Same thing with Hopi, and again, certainty is now there for us to know that we are going to get the water. And on basis of the certainty, it also provides certainty not only to the tribes, but also to the state of Arizona as well, because now we know from the Colorado River, we will be receiving water throughout the whole state of Arizona. And we support each other as partnerships in this agreement. And as people know, there are times when Hopi and Navajo have been at odds on certain occasions because of where we live at. But under this agreement, we have put aside our disagreements and saying, let's get something done for the betterment of our people. And with the water settlement, this shows partnership between the three tribes, the Hopi tribe, the Southern Paiutes, and the Navajo Nation. And this is the first in many, many decades that we have come to this agreement to the benefit of our people so that we get wet water in the homelands.
And Leroy, you mentioned the Southern Paiutes. This guarantees land. Land is guaranteed in here as well,
Exactly.
correct?
Exactly. And again, in partnership with the Navajo Nation, who also worked with the Southern Paiutes to come to this agreement, and we all support one another in this, and that's why I say this is a first for us because we are partners, we are members in the same area, and so with that, we've lived among each other, we supported one another, we're intermarried with one another. So this water settlement, again, provides for the survival of our people.
And Leroy mentioned the Colorado River. I know the Little Colorado River Basin is up there as well. Groundwater management is also a factor as well.
Yes.
Are all of these things outlined? There's no fooling around. There's a wherefore and a whatnot, and everyone knows what's going on.
That's exactly right. Oh, I'm forgetting how many tens of pages the settlement agreement is.
Wow.
And if your listeners are interested, they can get online and look at the legislation pending in front of Congress. But it is exactly what Leroy said. You know, our people have been here forever. We will be here forever. And now with us coming together, we'll just have a healthier future. Without one of the things we experienced without access to clean drinking water, so about 30% of our homes here don't have clean drinking water, is that our rates of COVID were so much higher.
Yeah.
Our rates of death from COVID were so much higher than the mainstream. We have astronomical statistics up here about how much harder we were hit than COVID than people in the city who were able to turn on taps and wash their hands.
Yeah, same thing with Hopi, I would imagine.
And same thing with Hopi. And the key portion of this settlement is that there will be a pipeline brought in from Lake Powell to come onto our homelands, both for Navajo, Southern Paiutes, and the Hopi Nation.
Interesting.
And therefore, water coming off the Colorado River now, which will be entitled to that as water rights for our tribes. And again, a partnership has been able to create this, and we appreciate the support of the state of Arizona, all the partners in this settlement agreement.
And Leroy, when we first asked you, I think the first question, you talked about and referred to economic development and what this means for the tribe. What exactly are the plans up there as far as when this water comes in?
Well, when the water comes in, example, I will use my village of Moenkopi, which is on the western portion of the Hopi lands. Because of the lack of sufficient water, we have areas that we can develop. But because of insufficient of water, we cannot develop any kind of enterprises until we have sufficient water. This is not only the enterprises, but also homes. So in order to be able to develop something of infrastructure and to be successful in this, we need water. And this will provide this for us. And this is something for our side, for my village of Moenkopi, is a real benefit and a real value for us to have. So I think Beta would be saying the same thing with the Tuba City area.
Yeah, and
this is in support of both of our communities there.
Indeed, and we're running out of time, Bita. So real quickly here, though, as far as economic development and just getting things going, getting things moving, impact here.
One low-hanging fruit, tourism. So many
Yep.
of your viewers have probably been to Antelope Point, where all the slot canyons are. They've been there. They get electricity, so you can get frozen ice cream. They don't have flushing toilets. Imagine the change when tourists can come and flush a toilet.
Right.
Yeah.
We know clean toilets attract people, attract tourism.
Yeah.
Low-hanging fruit, Ted.
Bita Becker, again, up there at Window Rock. We say Window Rock, correct?
That's correct.
All
Window
right,
Rock.
Navajo Nation, and of course from the Hopi, Leroy Sinoitawa.
That's.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you both. Great, very encouraging conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.